at the end, there's a link to the feedback form in case you didn't get that as part of the invite. So please fill out that feedback form. It's important for the group who's developing NextGen to make sure we get that user feedback and everything's incorporated into the application. So that's at famit.nwcg.gov, and you can find the NextGen user groups. Moving on, again, I'll have a presentation for you guys in PowerPoint because currently they're finalizing the INAP logins, which would allow users to log in themselves and navigate to the system and test it themselves. As you see during this presentation, when you log in, sometimes things aren't working right. So we'll continue on and get right to that. Yeah, arrange some screens here. There we go. So hopefully everyone is doing my presentation. So what we're going to look at is system notifications and preferences, and that's located under View Profile. So moving right along. Once you log into the application, there's a little person up in the corner. That's the way I can describe him or her, it. So when you click on it, you'll get a list of View Profile, search users, GAE staff to search, and log out. So you click on View Profile and you come to this next page, and I'm logged in as George, Geographic Editor right now. So you'll see your little user setup and your renewal date and that kind of stuff, all your general information. And then you'll be able to set notification emails and phone numbers and look at your geographic areas. We'll zoom in on that general information portion a little bit. Just to say this one more time, you can use a primary email, secondary email, primary or secondary phone number to get all your system notifications. So that's pretty handy because you can also manage them right here and turn them on and off, all under your profile setting. So we'll move right along. And you know, I did forget to mention, if you guys have questions as I'm going through this, please feel free to throw them in the chat and we'll circle back to them. Get those answered at the end of the session here. So next, we'll look at the Geographic Editor tab. And just so everyone knows, you can go to this page and add multiple geographic area responsibilities. However, only if you're a geographic editor. If you're not a geographic editor, you'll see this upper left-hand corner area, and it'll let you know that you can't add any geographic areas. So anyway, it does only show up for the geographic area editors. We'll move on to system preferences, and this is kind of still evolving a little bit. And you're going to be able to set your initial page where you land when you log in. You'll be able to set your default map view. So whether you want to look at national, a GA, a state, a unit, or custom, you'll also be able to manage your default base layer and pick what layer will show up on your maps. It's going to be a future change for the base layer portion down here. In the future, they're going to try and make it say default base layer map. So once you make changes, you just save and move on. Pretty simple. And then map preferences, like I said, some things are not developed yet. And actually talking about moving map preferences under system preferences. So that will probably wind up there in the future. And you can see too, we're going to move next to the notification and alerts tab. They have some extra tabs here just in case they're building some other stuff out. But right now, this is what they have. So notifications and alerts. Well, currently there's nothing in the system. This is a wireframe mock-up of the page. So it's a little blurry and a little difficult to read. So I'm going to go ahead and blow up each section and we'll go over those real quick here. So when you go into the GA and national notifications, you can click what you want, like summary report. You could pick your GA, you could pick an agency or a unit. And as before this rolls out, it might actually read unit, GA, and national notifications. So still a little bit in development, but you'll simply click on the radio button, click what you want, and then be able to add that. You'll be able to add numerous GAs or numerous agencies or numerous units for notification. It's all just going to depend on what you want. So you'll have to do it for each one separate. You can't do like 5 at a time and click add. You'll be able to add 1 at a time, whether it's a geographic area, agency, or unit. I hope that makes sense. We can come back at the end and go over that. Moving right along, the incident notifications. So this is for incidents that you are one of the collaborators on. So you can come in here and manage what notifications you're getting. If you're going to get planning area update notifications, periodic assessments due, like if you're going to be an agency administrator in the system, you'll probably want that. A decision ready for approval and that kind of stuff. And you can just click on the radio buttons and add them. So the last section are what you're subscribed to. And you can see in here that this particular person has a couple of planning areas. One's for a unit, one's for a GA, and they'll get notified on both of those when they come in. There's fire behavior requests, periodic assessments due, published, and analysis ready for review. So you can simply add or delete them from here. But just to reiterate what I mentioned on the first slides, you can also go back to your profile and edit if you're getting notifications by email or text. And you can change right here, you know, because maybe you don't want to delete all those things you added. You just want a break. Maybe you're going on days off or something like that. So you can go in here and just turn them off. When you get back, you can turn them back on, and then you don't even have to go back and go through this whole process of adding them back in. So that's kind of a handy little thing going on there. So with that, that's really all I had. I know Sam is on. Did I cover everything you need there, Sam? And I see that there's been some questions in the chat, and it looks like they've been kind of getting answered. It's thank you to the wildfire management RD&A staff there for being in there and being on those questions. Perfect.
Marlena, we've got a couple that haven't been answered yet. The first one from Jeffrey Kroll: who can be entered as geographic area editors?
I'm assuming it's going to be very much like it was in the past, and those roles will be assigned when you get your system access. So they'll be pre-appointed folks. And maybe anybody from the RD&A can correct me on that.
That's correct, Marlena. Geographic area editors are still going to be representatives of their GA and responsible for elevating roles and permissions in the system. So it's going to follow the same workflow.
Okay, thanks, Sam.
Great. And Sam, your answer in the chat, was that to both of Peter's questions?
I only saw one of Peter's questions before my connection cut out the first time. What was his second question?
Okay, the two first was possible to set different base maps for different maps in a decision. And then the other one was, what is a decision RR failure?
Oh, a decision or a relative risk publication failure. So if you try to publish, you'll get a notification that it's failed, so that you know you need to go back in and try and publish it again.
Okay, I've never seen that happen before, but I guess maybe it does.
Oh, it does.
And we've got one from Aaron. What is the workflow to get GA editor permissions for NextGen if we are currently GA editors in legacy? Will this privilege occur automatically once NextGen is available to users?
Please leave your name, number, and a brief message.
Oh, maybe Sam can't answer. I would think it's gonna be, oh, are you back, Sam?
Yeah, I'm back. Go ahead, Marlena.
Okay, so if you're currently a GA editor, will you automatically be a GA editor, or will the system owner have to go in and do that once NextGen comes online?
That depends how INAP integration goes. We've started the FAMAUth INAP work, and it really depends if INAP is going to let us give them a list of users in WFDS. And if they find those users in INAP, we could give them a crosswalk that would give them the list of roles that we would need to grant access for in WFDS. It just depends if INAP is going to be able to do that work or not. If they can't do that work, we're going to have to go through the requesting system access route for everyone. So I'm hoping that we can get that list over to INAP and have that done. On that note, though, you would need to make sure that your name and your email address in current gen WFDS matches your INAP name and email address. Otherwise, you'll have a mismatch and you'll get missed in that crosswalk.
Great. We've got another question from Abby. Will AAs need to turn on the periodic assessment notification if they were the approver on the decision?
Do you believe that's going to be automatic, correct, Sam?
That's correct, Marlene. Yep. For AAs, for the approver of the decision, it'll be automatic.
I may have
Great.
misspoke when I explained that, sorry.
We've got another one in the chat, and then we've got a hand raised after that. This is from Stacy. I may have missed it, but is NextGen still on track for release prior to this season?
No, NextGen won't be released for this season, at least in a production capacity. We are trying to get to April or May release to get users into the UAT system, to the testing area, but it won't be ready for use production.
Okay, great. We've got a hand raised by Dylan. Dylan, go ahead and unmute.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, we can now. Thanks.
Okay, great. Hey, on those settings, and you may have said this, but for clarification, will the GAEs still have the ability to change their geographic areas based off of what they need to do?
You won't need to do that anymore.
Okay.
GAEs are going to be basically national editors in the system. And then as an enhancement for DOI partners, the other thing we're doing is GAEs. And I think Marlena went over this in a previous session. GAEs will be able to have multiple geographic area and agency combinations.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then one more question too. On that report list, do those report types, are they for all WFDS users, or yeah, those are those filtered down based on, so like the summary reports, will all users have the ability to get those summary reports, or is that screenshot that you're showing there, is that based off of a GAE role?
No, everybody would be able to get those if they want them.
Okay. Fire behavior requests as well?
That will be role-based. You'll have to be a fire behavior analyst to get fire behavior requests.
Okay,
Just like you
so
have
yeah,
to now.
that list that you're showing
At least
right
a
there.
fire behavior analyst. So roles in NextGen are additive. So fire behavior analysts and GAEs will be able to get fire behavior request notifications.
Okay.
So if you
So
don't
not
have the
all
right role,
users
it'll
would
be
be able
grayed
to
out.
get all of those reports that you see there though on the screen now.
Not the fire behavior requests, no.
Right, okay. Okay, that was my question. I just wanted to clarify that those were going to be available for all users. Thank you. Those were my two questions. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Great. Anything else lingering out there, Allison?
I'm not seeing anything. No other hands raised or anything in the chat yet. Folks, get it in if you want to ask a question now.
Okay.
Yeah, not seeing anything, Marlena.
Perfect. So just a little reminder, if you guys could take 5 minutes or so and fill out the questionnaire that we have about this presentation and these features, it would be great because it's really going to help the folks working on NextGen document decisions and stuff regarding how the application is rolling out. So thanks all. And if there's
Marlena,
nothing- Yep.
we had something pop in the chat real quick. From Madeline said, what is the renewal date? I'm not sure what that means, but maybe you do.
I mean, it's the password, but maybe Sam, can you clarify?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, she says
Can-
on the second slide.
I did see that in the above the user status in roles.
Oh.
It's renewal date.
You wouldn't see that. That's just a placeholder that we had in the system because we were unsure how INEP was going to work. If we are able to implement that, it's just a date that you would need to actually click the WFDSS icon again in order to stay active in the system. So the way that INEP and FAMUS logging in is going to go is your account will be current as long as you log into WFDSS every 330 days.
That's why I lost my WIMS access. Wish I knew that sooner. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, that's it. That's all I see so far, unless anybody else has a lingering question they want to pop in real quick.
And, if there are questions, you can always ping myself. I'm in the Forest Service database. It's Marlena Hovorka or marlena.hovorka@usda.gov. And I can contact the WFM RD&A team and see about getting some answers for folks if I can't answer it myself. So with that, thanks everybody for your time. One last plug for the survey questions. Please take some time and fill those out. And with that, I'll give you back some time. I thought this only would last a half an hour. We're going to end about 12 minutes early. So perfect. Have a good day, folks.